The harsh environment of Arrakis plays a critical role in Dune, especially in Paul's journey to become the Emperor of the known universe. The planet itself is one of the main characters of the story, having a profound impact in shaping characters and cultures evident in the native Fremen. It has a vast history spanning millions of years, and it has become the most important place in the cosmos due to its extremely valuable resource. But nothing lasts forever. Arrakis is one of the 6 planets in the Canopus system, situated at a distance of 87 million kilometers from its star, a white giant that has already completed its hydrogen-burning phase. This is a relatively close distance, and for comparison, Earth's distance from the Sun is 149 million kilometers. Just like Earth, Arrakis occupies the 3rd orbital position within this solar system, flanked by its neighbors, Menaris and Extaris. Those 2 planets are also known as the twins, and both are notably bigger in size, resulting in significant influences due to their gravitational pull, resulting in a profound impact on the geological evolution of Arrakis. Depending on the orbital position, the length of the year varies from 295 to 595 days. During its ancient era, various mountain chains and extensive rift valleys dotted every corner of the globe due to the intense geological dynamics. During this period, Arrakis had oceans and has generated sufficient oxygen to foster a wide variety of terrestrial and aquatic organisms, including mammals and reptiles. Interestingly, the reptiles never evolved to become the dominant life form of the planet as the dinosaurs did on Earth, showcasing the wide spectrum of natural selection. Around 50 million years before the future Emperor Paul Atreides took his first steps on the planet, something significant happened on Arrakis. Even after countless studies and thousands of years of accumulated data, the exact cause of the drastic climate shift remains unknown. However, the most popular theory involves a possible comet impact, or near miss, resulting in the incineration of the atmosphere. The extinction of all plant life forms hindered the regeneration of the previous oxygen levels. Some organisms endured in sediment formations created by the winds. The analysis of marine sediments reveals that the sole survivors comprised various planktonic and protozoa microorganisms, including the ancestors of the sandworms. The atmosphere changed as a result of gases emitted during volcanic eruptions, leading to the establishment of a fresh equilibrium over time. After the significant drop in oxygen levels, there was a subsequent gradual increase, leaving the scientists who studied this event perplexed. They have found that the metabolic activity of the ancient sandworms were generating oxygen, which led to the reappearance of some species of small animals. Another major event happened when one of the 3 natural satellites of Arrakis was destroyed by an asteroid impact. Although much of the resulting debris crashed onto the planet's surface, a ring formation emerged around the planet, similar to Saturn. This dust ring significantly diminished the amount of heat reaching the planet's surface, leading to a decrease in temperatures and triggering an ice age. Again, natural selection came into play with numerous species facing extinction, while others became more dominant. The geological records suggest this event happened somewhere around 180 to 190,000 years before the Guild. Throughout the process of desertification, the relentless sandstorms led to significant erosion of the existing landscape features. Most of the depressions were gradually filled by layers of dust, rendering the planet predominantly flat, with few elevations formed due to intense geological activity. Those processes are extremely efficient in eroding ancient rock formations while simultaneously giving rise to sand dunes, which are about 100 meters thick. Geological reports show that the oldest rocks found through drilling were isotopically dated at around 1.1 billion years old. The global climate became dry, characterized by high temperatures ranging from 77 degrees Celsius during the day, with polar regions being the only areas subject to sub-zero conditions. The nights are relatively cool around the planet, with temperatures dropping to around 25 degrees. This changes when the planet goes into its elliptical orbital phase, resulting in extremely low temperatures during winters. When it comes to weather, the most significant feature is the dust storm. Every day, the intense heating of the surface, accompanied by colder temperatures from above, initiates the formation of the storm. The upward movement of hot air induces the descent of cooler air, facilitated by the winds critical in this process. An interesting phenomenon is how during those storms, the huge amounts of sediments, through friction, give rise to significant electrical activity. Lightning was a common sight amidst the clouds, and at times, bolts even hit the ground. The few species that manage to survive the blistering temperatures and arid conditions are overshadowed by the sandworms. These colossal creatures are pivotal in the creation of spice, and they fiercely defend their desert territory from humans. Also, another symbolic creature on planet Dune is the kangaroo mouse, known to the Fremen as Muad'Dib. Arrakis was colonized by the Zensunni wanderers, the ancestors of the Fremen, about 8,500 years ago, which is quite recent in its history. It held no strategic or economic importance before the Old Empire discovered the spice. Following the Butlerian Jihad, the potent properties of the Melange, particularly concerning interstellar travel, swiftly transformed it into a vital commodity and a central focus for the emerging Carino Empire. This revelation significantly elevated Arrakis' importance, eventually evolving into a central element within the galaxy by the era of Paul Atreides. Planetary geologists love to study this planet due to its unique capacity to showcase active geological phenomena, observable within relatively short periods of time. However, despite its scientific intrigue, mapping the planet poses considerable challenges, presenting a formidable task for civil engineers. There were experiments attempted by the Empire to transport sandworms to other planets, hoping to replicate the ecology of Dune, but those sandworms would shortly die, no matter how similar the ecosystem was. Consequently, while House Harkonnen was ruling on Dune, the Carinos sent their imperial planetologist to study the planet. Pardot Kynes was the first planetary ecologist of Arrakis, and of course, he was the father of Dr. Leto Kynes and Cheney's grandfather. Through his studies, he was the first to realize what this planet once was. He knew that the green and fertile world of the past could be brought back through multi-generational planning. This was no easy task, but his tales of a lush landscape abundant in water captivated the Fremen. Kynes fell in love with this planet and its inhabitants, prompting his integration into their culture through marriage, ultimately ascending to a leadership role among them. This led him to conceal the truth from the Emperor. The progress proved to be quite slow due to political and logistical challenges, as he had a very bad relationship with the Harkonnens, whose only objective was to keep the native Fremen subdued and to harvest as much spice as possible. After the events of Dune, Arrakis emerged as the focal point of authority for both the Empire and the religious crusade initiated by Paul Atreides across the vast expanse of the universe. Paul continued this dream of terraforming the planet into a green paradise, and after his death, this path will be continued by his son, the one and only God Emperor Leto. Over millennia, Arrakis underwent a profound metamorphosis, evolving into a hospitable environment suitable for human settlement, fulfilling Kynes' aspirations. But once this process gained momentum, it also started to show the disastrous consequences of this ecological change. While both vegetation and sandworm activity generated oxygen, the introduction of water for plant growth proved fatal to the sandworms, leading to a significantly higher mortality rate. All of this, coupled with the depletion of oxygen triggered by the intense volcanic activity, resulted in a significant decline in the overall oxygen levels. A study revealed a decline in most animal species associated with oxygen reduction. God Emperor Leto established a planetology commission to lead a scientific study on this matter, but by that time humans had already begun exhibiting symptoms of oxygen deficiency, resulting in numerous fatalities. To address this issue, oxygen started to be imported in huge quantities from other planets. The process of transforming Arrakis has effectively minimized aeolian erosion, and because of the exceptional plate tectonic activity, this led to a relatively swift emergence of mountain chains. It has been recorded that over a period of 2,000 years, one mountain peak rose to over 3,000 meters high. The planet indeed started to become strikingly similar to its ancient form, but nothing lasts forever. Following a reign spanning over 3,500 years, God Emperor Leto met his demise while traversing the bridge over the Idaho River. He fell into the river, and the water, lethal to his worm body, led to his disintegration into sand trout, thus reinstating the necessary conditions for the emergence of sandworms. During the next 1,500 years, the planet underwent a gradual transformation, turning back into a desert through the natural process of sand trout and sandworm activity. Arrakis started to be commonly referred to as Rakis, and the capital city once called Arrakis evolved into Kynes. The authority over the desert planet fell into the hands of the priesthood and the Bene Gesserit. Due to the vast exodus of humanity during the Great Scattering, the resurgence of the honored mattress after 1,500 years instilled deep anxiety regarding Rakis. The majority of those scattered had evolved beyond reliance on spice, now adept at conducting space voyages safely through no ships, rendering spice-dependent guild navigators unnecessary. The mattress viewed the elimination of spice as a means to dismantle the dominant factions, namely the Bene Gesserit and the Tleilaxu, who remained in the Empire as the sole consumers of Melange. In their mission to obliterate the main hub of spice production, the honored mattress unleashed their spaceborne incinerating weapon upon the planet. This resulted in the annihilation of all living organisms on Rakis, rendering the planet's surface uninhabitable. The Bene Gesserit managed to escape before this event, and with the help of Shiana's ability to control the sandworms, they managed to transport the last surviving worm to planet Chapter House. They submerged this sandworm into a blend of spice and water, turning it into sand trout, reigniting the aspirations of replicating the ecology on various planets across the universe. Gradually, Chapter House underwent a transformation similar to that of Rakis, becoming a desert home for sandworms. Thus, the legacy of DUNE moves forward.